Entertainment is never enough. Stay tuned to CMTV. Entertainment is never enough.
Hello viewers, you are welcome yet to another edition of our program, Education Today. This program is sponsored by the Mentor Foundation in collaboration or in partnership with CMTV. Today I will be a host, history lecturer, tutor of so many renowned schools around the division. Our topic today will be the Islamization of North Cameroon in the 19th century. That will be the second topic of the program. We began with population movement in Cameroon in the 19th century, and today my lectures will be centered on the Islamization of North Cameroon in the 19th century. In fact, before giving a preamble, an introduction to this lesson, I would want to stress that there are two major religions in Cameroon, the Islamic religion and, of course, Christianity. And it is very important, especially for the students going in for advanced level, to study these two topics well, in view of the fact that at least there will be something on religion on your paper. Preamble. The definition of Islam is very essential because this will give you a good start, a good definition or a good introduction for essays centered on Islam. Islam is a religion worshipped by the Muslims. It was founded in 622 AD by Prophet Muhammad in Mecca. Like Christianity before it, Islam believes in heaven and earth, believes in predestination. And of course, like Christianity, Islam is a monotheistic religion. That is the worship of one God whom they call Allah. And of course, the 5 pillars of Islam are praying, fasting, pilgrimage to Mecca, almsgiving, and jihad. After introducing it, the first major theme we need to acquire on Islam should be the methods that were used by the Fulani to implant this religion in North Cameroon, to spread this religion in North Cameroon. In fact, we had two main methods, ways, manner in which this religion was introduced in North Cameroon. We have the peaceful or diplomatic method, and we have the forceful method, that is through the jihads of Modibo Adama. As far as the diplomatic or peaceful methods are concerned, we have the signing of treaties by the Fulani with the local pagans, Kidi, or government. We have the payment of tributes by the Fulani. We have intermarriages. We have Islamic schools that were set up by the Fulani. We have the establishment of an Islamic theocratic state. We have trade and others we shall be discussing in the course of our discussions. As earlier mentioned, Islam was introduced in North Cameroon through peaceful or diplomatic method. And the first method to be discussed, of course, will be the signing of treaties. As the Fulani arrived in Northern Cameroon, they signed pacts or treaties with the local inhabitants, the Kidi, or the pagans. These treaties were very important because by the terms of it, both sides agreed to respect the culture of the other. Another method used by the Fulani to introduce Islam in North Cameroon was, of course, through the payment of tributes. As earlier mentioned, tribute payments were simply fines imposed by a more powerful tribe over the other. As visitors or as newcomers in Northern Cameroon, the Fulani had to pay these tributes, and they made sure that these tributes were paid promptly whenever they were demanded. The payment of tributes, of course, first that led to peaceful relations between the Fulani and the local Kidi or local population. Establishment of separate Fulani quarters. In fact, on arrival in North Cameroon, the Fulani made sure that they settled around the same area. They established separate Fulani quarters. And this was very important in view of the fact that by living in separate quarters, they were able to maintain their culture and their religion, which later dominated Northern Cameroon, that is Islam. In fact, another method used by the Fulani to spread Islam in Northern Cameroon was through intermarriages. In other words, marriages between the Fulani and the local inhabitants led to the spread of the Islamic culture, religion in North Cameroon. In fact, with the peaceful relations that had earlier been created with the local inhabitants, it was common to find marriages between the Fulani and the local population. And through such marriages, as we earlier said, the Fulani culture and religion later spread in Northern Cameroon. We had Islamic schools. The Fulbe in North Cameroon established Islamic schools, and in these schools, the Islamic religion, Islamic history, and literature were taught to the youths in North Cameroon. Through this, the Islamic religion spread in North Cameroon. We had the creation of Islamic theocratic states. In fact, while in North Cameroon, the Fulbe, the Fulani, or the Bororo, you call them, created an Islamic theocratic state. These were states where Islamic laws dominated the area, and a state that was, of course, ruled by Islamic rulers like Adu, like Lamidos and Emais. We have trade. In fact, Islam was planted in North Cameroon through the trading or through the commercial relations between the Berber traders from North Africa and the indigenes of North Cameroon. In fact, through this trade, the Berber traders who came to trade in North Cameroon helped in spreading this religion. So that is the first major issue we need to address as far as the Islamization of North Cameroon is concerned. The second theme, objective of Islamization in North Cameroon will, of course, be the jihads and the reasons for launching the jihads. The Fulani jihads in North Cameroon. What is a jihad? A jihad is simply that Islamic revolution which occurred in North Cameroon in the first quarter of the 19th century. It was the use of force by the Fulani Muslim to convert the Kidi, the unbelievers, the pagans in North Cameroon to this religion, Islam. Why were these reasons for launching the jihads will be the next focus. Reasons for launching the jihads. I want to remind all those preparing for A-level that the third topic on our syllabus is on Islamization. And the syllabus has stressed on two major themes with emphasis on reasons for the jihads and its consequences. So this subtopic is very, very important to viewers of A-level out there, reasons for spreading the jihads. As earlier said, the jihads were Islamic revolutions, which of course culminated with the planting of the Islamic religion in North Cameroon. In other words, these were Islamic holy wars launched by the Muslim Fulani with the aim of spreading Islam in North Cameroon, or with the aim of converting the pagans to this religion, Islam. Reasons for the jihads. We have religious reasons, we have political reasons, we have economic reasons, we have socio-cultural reasons, and of course we have intellectual reasons for spreading the jihads. As earlier mentioned, the syllabus has stress on reasons and consequences of the jihads. Religious reasons for spreading the jihads. One, we had the Fulani desire spread the religion. Two, the Fulani desire to purify the religion. Three, the Fulani desire to stop the recruitment of the Muslims into the pagan army. We begin with the first issue evoked. One, there was that desire to purify Islam. In fact, the Islamic religion had been adulterated in North Cameroon. As the Fulani got married to the local Kidi, they began adopting pagan practices. That is, mixing Islam, pure Islam, Orthodox Islam, and paganism. There was the need to launch this war so that the religion could be worshipped strictly, so that the religion could be worshipped in its purest form. Two, there was that desire to spread the religion. This was in view of the fact that some dynasties had refused to embrace Islam as a religion. For example, Mandara. There was the need to spread this, there was the need to launch these holy wars, the jihads, so that the religion could spread to other areas in North Cameroon and embrace areas like Mandara that had stubbornly refused to accept the religion. The next point, there was that desire to stop the recruitment of the Muslims into the pagan army. In fact, the Muslim army, the Fulani, were well trained, were well experienced, because during their migration from Senegal to North Cameroon, they fought many wars on their way and were well experienced in modern warfare. While in North Cameroon, they were recruited to serve the local Kidi army. To the Muslim, it was wrong, and there was a need to launch this war in order to stop the recruitment of the Muslims into the pagan army. There was also, of course, the inspiration. Modibo Adama, who led the jihads in northern Cameroon, had from Uthman Danfodio in northern Nigeria. It should be recalled here that Uthman Danfodio had successfully launched the jihads in northern Nigeria, and of course this inspired Modibo Adama to carry out a similar war in North Cameroon. So the inspiration he had from Uthman in Nigeria was a major reason for launching the jihads in North Cameroon. And of course we have political reasons. The first major issue on political reason will be the desire to establish the Fulani hegemony, that is Fulani dominance in North Cameroon. This was, it should be noted, was the most important reason. Paradoxically, it was the desire to establish Fulani hegemony that was more important for launching these jihads than aiding religious. The Fulani, in other words, wanted to take over political power in North Cameroon. the next issue. The jihadists launched this war because they wanted to unite the petty, quarrelsome states in northern Cameroon under one government. There was the need for a religious and political unity in North Cameroon. This led to the launching of the jihads. There were other issues like the desire to create an Islamic theocratic state. That is a state which was to be led by an Islamic leader like Adu, and Islamic laws, that is the Malikite code. And okay, we had economic reasons. Economic reasons, of course, were responsible for the launching of the jihads in North Cameroon. The Fulani had that desire to gain grazing land. Why? Because cattle rearing was their principal occupation. There was that desire to acquire slaves. One of the reasons for launching the jihads, of course, was the desire to acquire slaves. The attack of Bata and Boom was essentially for this reason, and not to spread the Islamic religion. Okay. First, I would like to take a break, and at this juncture, I will welcome questions that will come on whatever we have already treated, and on other issues on Islam, because this program is meant for revision. There are issues a good number of the viewers out there who have passed through high school did it in lower Sith. So it is a program you could ask a question when we resume out of what we have treated so far. Thank you.
Do you have a mansion with very little or no idea on how to decorate it? Or are you in need of a designer to decorate your ceiling, pillars, wine bars, snack bars? Then Joya Modern Staff Decoration has solutions to all your problems. At Joya Modern Staff Decoration, we specialize in house decoration such as painting, wall smoothing, windows and door decoration, staff pillars, panty coating, plastic and lambering decoration, and etc. You can visit us at My 18 Moya Road, directly opposite Charo Hotel Boya, or contact us on 679-342544 or 66377473. With Joya Modern Staff Decoration, your house integration problems are past events.
In any of the premises, that word should not be D in the conclusion. If it happens to say invalid, hence it has committed the fallacy of illicit.
You are welcome back, televiewers. The program on air again is Education Today, which of course is sponsored by the Mentors Foundation in collaboration, assistance with the CNTV. My name again is Mr. Mbiakop John Chano, a teacher of several schools around the region or area. We were on the Islamization of North Cameroon in the 19th century, and we ended on the economic reasons that led to the launching of the jihads. We have earlier talked of the fact that the Fulani wanted to gain grazing land where they could carry out cattle rearing, given the fact that they were pastoralists and cattle rearing was their main occupation. There was that desire to capture slaves, and of course the desire for the Fulani to secure the wealth and the wealth which they had acquired in northern Cameroon. These were the basic or main economic reasons for launching the jihads. We had socio-cultural reasons for launching these holy wars. One, tribal loyalty. The Fulani participated in the jihads due to tribal loyalty. In fact, the jihads were launched by their kinsmen, by clerics who were their kinsmen or relations. And of course, we have the desire to spread the Fulani culture and civilization. The jihad were launched because the Fulani wanted to spread their civilization and culture, and of course to impose their language in North Cameroon, known as Fuful Day. And lastly, we had intellectual reasons. In fact, the jihad was an intellectual revolution. That is, the Fulbe scholars wanted to spread the knowledge which they had written in many pamphlets or books. Well, after treating the reasons for launching the jihads, of which I earlier made mention that is an essential aspect of the program, given the fact that it is specified in the syllabus, that with major emphasis on the reasons and the consequences of the jihads. I made mention passively on the Mudibu Adama. Another very important aspect of these discussions, this lecture, will be the role, the part which was played by Mudibu Adama in launching the jihads in North Cameroon. In fact, Mudibu Adama was the flag bearer, was the torch bearer, was the architect of Islam in North Cameroon, at least. A short introduction on him is very, very necessary. A rundown of his early life and profile is very important. Mudibu Adama, also known as Al-Hassan, was born in 1780s by a man known as Adu Hassana, who died in a battle between the Fulbe and the Bata in 1803. As earlier mentioned, Mudibu Adama was the brain, was the architect, was the torchbearer behind this revolution, jihads in North Cameroon. In fact, the jihads in North Cameroon was an integral part of what had taken place in northern Nigeria, led by Uthman Dan Fodio. In fact, with the establishment of the Fulani or the Muslim Caliphate in Sokoto by Uthman Dan Fodio, the Fulani in North Cameroon were quite impressed, and of course delegated Mudibu Adama to Nigeria, and his aim there was to study the jihads and see how it could be planted or it could be introduced in North Cameroon. While in northern Nigeria, he was given a flag as a symbol of authority for him to carry the jihads, for him to launch the jihads in North Cameroon. He was given the title, the Lamido of Fumbina. Fumbina is present-day Damawa, and of course, set for this mission, Adama had to launch the jihads in North Cameroon. He established a headquarters at Yola, recruited Hausa mercenaries as well as Fulbe warriors, and of course launched the jihads in 3 successive campaigns in North Cameroon. We had the Fumbina or the Bata campaign, we had the Mandara campaign, and we had the campaigns towards the south. In fact, in the Fumbina campaign, the Bata villages of Tema, Tepa, Turwa were all subjugated by the Fulani under or led by Mudibu Adama. After the Bata campaign, Mudibu Adama launched the Mandara campaign. In spite of the fact that Mudibu Adama was not quite successful in capturing Mandara, he captured the capital of Mandara, Doholo, and other small localities around Mandara like Gide. And the last campaign, of course, was the Southwest campaign. In this campaign, Adama captured areas like Banyo, areas like Tibati, and by 1817, Islam was firmly planted in North Cameroon. The Islamic influence even spread to some areas in the western grassfield like Kumbu, Kambe, Wum, Ndop, and the like. A good number of us out there will testify with me that, will agree with me that about 20% of the population of these areas, we know we are all Cameroonians, are of Islamic culture. The next issue we are going to address in this discussion will be an assessment of the Fulani jihads led by Mudibu Adama. Let us assess, because in some papers you will find how successful were the Fulani in achieving their aims. Were they successful? So we are assessing the jihadists by looking at the successes they recorded in the course of launching the jihads and their limitations or setbacks. As far as the successes are concerned, the Fulani were successful in purifying Islam. In fact, Orthodox Islam was planted in North Cameroon after the Fulani jihads led by Mudibu Adama. The 5 pillars of Islam was respected, and of course the Malikite code, which were Islamic holy wars, were respected in North Cameroon. And of course we could testify by saying that the jihads were successful because the 3 northern regions in Cameroon today are under Islamic influence. That is the Adamawa, the north and the extreme north, thanks to the jihadists. Another area of success, of course, was that the Fulani Muslims were successful in spreading this religion, because some areas that had stubbornly refused to accept the religion embraced it after the jihads. And of course there were political successes of it. The Fulani were successful because after the jihads, the Fulani hegemony was established in northern Cameroon. Power slipped from the local inhabitants to the Fulani. In fact, the Fulani took over political power in North Cameroon and dominated the region. Fulani dominance. And of course, they were also successful in uniting the petty, quarrelsome pagan states in North Cameroon. In fact, there was religious and political unity in North Cameroon after the Fulani jihads. Another area of success was that an Islamic theocratic state was established in North Cameroon. That is a state that was led by Islamic rulers and laws. That is the Malikite code or laws. Another area of success was that the Fulani were able to acquire a lot of land to carry out cattle rearing, which was their principal occupation, and to some extent crop farming. Another area of success, of course, was that the Fulani were able to acquire slaves that were either sold to the Berber traders in North Cameroon or sent to the Sultan of Sokoto as tributes. The Fulani were also successful because the Fulani language, Fulfulde, became the main language of communication in North Cameroon. In fact, it was a lingua franca. It was the official language in North Cameroon. And of course, they were successful in trade because inter-Lamidad relations that were established in North Cameroon after a centralized government put in place led to an expansion in trade. And of course, inter-Lamidad relations also led to transport developments, because roads were constructed to link the various Lamidads in North Cameroon.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions. A program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions, and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is used up in any of the premises and that term becomes D in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Pom that migrated from Babesi because their leader had been tricked to kill all the male birth of Pom. When he realized that, he committed suicide, and the Kom people who saw it as an ill omen were forced to migrate and finally settled to lie.
This is Education Today. Do you have a mansion with very little or no idea on how to decorate it? Or are you in need of a designer to decorate your ceiling, pillars, wine bars, snack bars? Then Joya Modern Staff Decoration has solutions to all your problems. At Joya Modern Staff Decoration, we specialize in house decoration such as painting, wall smoothing, windows and door decoration, staff pillars, panty coding, plastic and lampering decoration, and etc. You can visit us at My 18 Moya Road, directly opposite Charo Hotel Boya, or contact us on 679-342544 or 66377473. With Joya Modern Staff Decoration, your house integration problems are past events.
Well, we are welcome to this program, Education Today, sponsored by the Mentors Foundation in collaboration with CM TV. The next issue we have to treat, of course, is reasons why the Fulani were successful. After looking at the successes that were recorded by the Fulani, it is important to know why they were successful. In fact, the first major reason was, of course, the disunity of the Kidi. The independent Kidi or the petty Kidi tribes were not united. They were divided by intertribal wars and petty quarrels among themselves. The Fulani took advantage of this and, of course, were successful in spreading the jihads. 2, possession of horses. The Fulani had an added advantage because they possessed horses. This made their forces to be more mobile as this war continued. 3, the Fulani had better, or they were better armed and trained. They were armed with swords and weapons like poisoned arrows, which they used against their enemies. They were also well or better organized and trained due to the experience they had on their way from Senegal to North Cameroon, and a good number of those factors. It is important to know that in spite of the few reasons we have explained on the Fulani success, the Fulani recorded some setbacks or failures, which is very important because I started by making mention of the fact that we are assessing the Fulani, and if you are asked a question such as how far, to what extent were the Fulani successful in achieving their aims, you have to bring aspects of their limitations. The Fulani were not completely successful in launching this war because they recorded some limitations. 1, not all the tribes in northern Cameroon accepted Islam. Some resisted Islam. For example, the Baya left northern Cameroon and migrated to the southeastern part of the territories. Other tribes like the Tupuri, the Musgum, and the Massa migrated to the hilly areas of northern Cameroon where they avoided Fulani attacks or raids. And of course, as earlier mentioned, the Fulani were not quite successful in subjugating Mandara. Mandara was not subjugated because the Fulani, after capturing Mandara, the capital of Mandara, they were overtaken by the enormous wealth they met in that capital. And because of the division in sharing this wealth, the Fulani, or the mayor, the leader of Mandara, was able to launch a counterattack and recover this capital. So they were not very successful. And it should be noted that Fufude was not completely planted in northern Cameroon because some other tribes like Mandara resisted it and maintained their language. And lastly, the jihads could not extend to the southern part of the territory. And it is important to note here that the examiner can test us on why is it that the southern part of Cameroon is not Islamized, is dominated by the Christian religion. Why is it that the jihads did not reach the south? We have aspects like the death of Modibo Adama. It was a blow to the jihadists because his successors were not capable and efficient warriors like him to carry out the jihads further south. They were impressed with they were satisfied with the empire that was left behind by Adama other than carrying these jihads further south. The presence of some powerful fondoms in the south, like Bamum, helped to check the spread of the Islamic religion to the southern area. The south was not very hospitable. It was, in fact, it was not hospitable. The presence of insects like tsetse fly attacked the Fulani. They attacked the Fulani horses and their headsmen. So these were the few reasons why it did not reach the south. And of course, the last thing we need to know, go home and do this, or you should do this and send questions that you feel on things you want to know better so that we can answer them. And the last thing we're supposed to do, of course, is the impact, the consequences of the jihads. Thank you.
A word is used in any of the premises. That word should not be tea in the conclusion. If it happens to say invalid, hence it has committed the fallacy of illicit, either major or what? Minor.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is used up in any of the premises and that term becomes D in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Com that migrated from Babesi because their leader had been tricked to kill all the male birth of Com. When he realized that he committed suicide, and the Com people who saw it as an ill omen were forced to migrate and finally settled to lie.
This is Education Today. Do you have a mansion with very little or no idea on how to decorate it? Or are you in need of a designer to decorate your ceiling, pillars, wine bars, snack bars? Then Joya Modern Staff Decoration has solutions to all your problems. At Joya Modern Staff Decoration, we specialize in house decoration such as painting, wall smoothing, windows and door decoration, staff pillars, panty coating, plastic and laminate decoration, and etc. You can visit us at My 18 Moya Road, directly opposite Charo Hotel Boya, or contact us on 679-342544 or 66377473. With Joya Modern Staff Decoration, your house integration problems are past.
A word is used in any of the premises. That word should not be tea in the conclusion. If it happens to say invalid, hence it has committed the fallacy of illicit, either major or what? Minor.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is used up in any of the premises and that term becomes D in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Com that migrated from Babesi because you are welcome back, televiewers. I am very impressed with the number of questions which has been sent to me. They are quite challenging but very familiar. Why was the jihads, or why was jihads successful in North Cameroon but failed in Southern Cameroon, in South Cameroon? The first thing I would like to stress here, which I did not do in the very maiden edition of this program, was, of course, to tell you what has to be borne in mind before answering questions. When you pick up a question, you try to know how many parts the question is being set. A-level questions are mostly on two parts. And the first question that has been forwarded to me here is a two-part question. You first of all have to address the number of parts in which the question is set, and of course you identify them. Why was the jihad successful in North Cameroon but failed in Southern Cameroon? This question is focused on the jihads. A good preamble will be on the definition of the jihads I made mention in the course of my discussion. Islamic holy wars launched by the Muslim Fulani. It was an Islamic revolution because it witnessed the planting of the Islamic religion in northern Cameroon. And of course, after that, you have to tell the examiner that is come out with the hypothesis, what you want to write on. In the subsequent paragraphs, this essay would address the reasons why the Fulani were successful, or why the Fulani were successful in launching the jihads in North Cameroon, but failed in the south. In the course of my lecture, those things were made mention of. Why were the Fulani jihads successful in North Cameroon? We'll look at the able leadership of Modibo Adama, the disunity of the Kidi. The Fulani possessed horses. The Fulani were well armed and trained, and the like. Why did it fail in the south? That is, why is it that the south is not Islamized today? One, we had the death of Modibo Adama. His successors could not extend the jihads to the south. They were contented with the empire Modibo Adama had left for them. The south was not hospitable. The presence of Sesefly was hostile to the Fulani headsmen, the Fulani horses, and the Fulani horses, which was, of course, the principal source of their expansion. And, of course, other reasons. There are many questions, as many as 6 here. I think I'll give you the hints of the questions without explaining things that I had already done so in the course of our discussion. What do you mean by intellectual reasons? Well, this is an explanation of a phrase. Intellectual reasons will be, that is the intellectual reasons for launching the jihads, launching the jihads. That is, the intellectuals in northern Cameroon wanted to spread. It was an intellectual revolution. That is, to spread the knowledge which they had written in the many pamphlets they had, like Islamic laws, Islamic literature, Islamic history, had to be known to the people in northern Cameroon. These were ideas they had put down. So it was an intellectual reason, because they wanted the knowledge which they had put down to spread in North Cameroon. The next question is, account for and examine the importance of the establishment of Fulani hegemony in North Cameroon. Very important question. At least we examined this question some years back. That should be 2013. And many students could not identify part 2 of the question because of this simple word, importance. Importance. Importance in history can be negative or what? Positive. For example, importance of the First World War in Cameroon. The negative and the positive importance should come in. But then, what are the other words, synonyms of importance? Effects, impacts, ramification, consequences, and what have you? Outcome are other words the examiner can use in the place of what? Importance. So the question can be interpreted as account for, that is the reasons and the consequences of establishing Fulani hegemony in North Cameroon. I take you back again to my what? To my advice from the very inception of this program. The advice was, be very careful with reasons for launching the jihads and the what? Consequences. So the focus of the question is on 1, account for, reasons for launching the jihads. 2, importance, effects of launching the jihads. And effects of launching the jihads could still be, why were the Fulani successful? Those issues can be used in addressing the importance of what? Of establishing Fulani hegemony or dominance in North Cameroon. The next question here is, how far and with what impact was Islam the basic principle of the jihadists? This too is a familiar question. This should be 2003 GCE. How far and with what impact was Islam the basic principle? The examiner is merely asking you here, how far were religious factors responsible for the jihads? That is, the Islam as the basic principle basic principle here will be religious reasons for launching the jihad. So you look at the religious reasons, the political reasons, economic reasons, social reasons, intellectual reasons, because the question is how far, not only basic principle, but what? Not only basic principle or religious reasons, but other what? Reasons for launching the jihad. And impact here will be consequences. So question 2, 3, and 4, they are having completely different wordings, but the focus is the same. Reasons and impact of launching the jihads will be your answer. The next question here is account for the establishment of the Fulani domination. Account for the establishment of the Fulani domination in North Cameroon. This is a very, very tricky question. The account for here will mislead many students. But take note that the examiner is asking you of an account for the domination, not an account for launching the jihads or establishing the Fulani hegemony. The examiner is not asking you for reasons for establish, but reasons for dominance. We made mention of a good number of these points in our lectures. What did we say here? In our lectures, we made mention of the fact that there were reasons for Fulani what? Success. Account for the establishment of Fulani domination in Northern Cameroon. We are not accounting for the reasons for Fulani domination or hegemony. We are looking at the reasons for Fulani success. Account for domination, not account for the establishment. We are accounting there for what? Domination. Other words that will be used here will be account for conquest. Account for conquest. Account for should not mislead you. So here we are accounting for domination. Other words that will be used will be account for what? Conquest. And here we are talking about the Fulani possess horses. Able leadership of Mudibu Dama. Disunity of the Kidi will be all aspects to address this question. Account for Fulani, account for the establishment of Fulani domination. It's just reasons why the Fulani were successful in launching the jihads. And the next question here is, why and with what results did Mudibu Adama launch the jihads? You see, the examiner has made sure that this is quite respected, with emphasis on what? Reasons and impact of launching the jihads. This is a two-part question. Focus on reasons for launching the jihads led by Mudibu Adama, and the results will be what? Impact of it. What did I say? Results can be results, impact, importance. What again? Outcome and ramification will all be words that can be used in this area. Any more questions? I think I have exhausted whatever has been sent in as questions. Well, televiewers, I would advise all the youths out there that this program is a very interesting and a good program for them, because it will serve as a logical follow-up in their class work in their various areas or schools. Here we try to give a rundown of the program and answer questions which will be helpful to the students out there. And I would want all our viewers out there to give some praises or thanks to the sponsor of this program, the Mentor Foundation, in collaboration with CMTV. Thank you.
Do you have a mansion with very little or no idea on how to decorate it? Or are you in need of a designer to decorate your ceiling, pillars, wine bars, snack bars? Then Joya Modern Staff Decoration has solutions to all your problems. At Joya Modern Staff Decoration, we specialize in house decoration such as painting, wall smoothing, windows and door decoration, staff pillars, panty coating, plastic and lampring decoration, and etc. You can visit us at My 18 Moya Road, directly opposite Charo Hotel Boya, or contact us on 679-342544 or 66377473. With Joya Modern Staff Decoration, your house integration problems are past events.
In any of the premises, that word should not be D in the conclusion. If it happens to say invalid, hence it has committed the fallacy of illicit, either major or minor.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Pom that migrated.
A word is you in any of the premises. That word should not be D in the conclusion. If it happens to say invalid, hence it has committed the fallacy of illicit, either major or what? Minor.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education.
Much for being keen viewers of our program today, which is Education Today. This is another edition of Education Today that we have come to an end of it, but it is in clear terms that we are going to start looking at the schools that are quite concrete to have maybe teachers like this. In the course of our programs, we'll let you know the schools that are going to come in as major partners of this program, that at the end of the day, those that have registered within this time can be able to enroll and excel in the academics, not leaving out higher institutions that after your A-level program you could be able to get into as a major program that you could be able to make up something for yourself. As one time British Prime Minister said, if you are planning for a season, it is important for you to plant corn, and if you are planning for a decade, it is important for you to plant trees. But if you are planning for a generation, it is important for you to educate the young, and that's what Education Foundation is doing. We are centered on education of the young, which means we are planning for a generation. Thank you. God maybe bless you, and next time when we come in the next edition, we'll be able to have some other subjects that is Education Today for you. Thank you.